YouTube, Robert the Monster Among Marks Drap here, and I'm back again with my good friend and tag team partner, Sierra. How you doing tonight?
We're doing good.
Uh, this whole Smackdown Live was chaotic. It just had to be said. It wasn't that it was bad. I actually highly enjoyed myself with it, but it was really crazy because we got the starting build for Hell in a Cell. We got a no disqualification tag team match. We got a match between Orton and Jeff Hardy, and then just some non sequiturs that were really kind of, what the fuck are we doing here? But great. For those of you who don't know, please like, comment, subscribe, share all those wonderful things down below. Hit the bell for the notifications. We actually legitimately have a Twitter for the show, so if you guys want to talk to us about this show, you don't have to go to @RobsRandomRoms. You could always go to Heavy Metal Hippie, or you could go to @InThePit, because we are the monsters in the mosh pit. All right, now that little bit of business is out of the way, let's talk about the start of SmackDown Live, because The Miz and Maurice come down to I have to really put in that The Miz, if nothing else, is a damn good method actor. He had the red eyes. He had the kind of the sob voice. I was very kind of bought in, like, okay, is he like going to kayfabe announce that he's retiring, and then Daniel Bryan's going to come out and beat the shit out of him, and he's going to have to come back, or what's going on here? And he actually does, quote-unquote, announce his official in-ring retirement from ever facing Daniel Bryan again. And it's like, okay, that's crazy. He hypes Miz and Mrs., which I know is one of your favorite shows, before Daniel Bryan comes out shouting "coward." I wanted the whole thing to just be him every time the Miz opened his mouth or the Maurice said anything, just "coward." Just stamp it on him until the point that the Miz blows up and he beats the shit out of him anyway. That would have been great. But we get him shouting "coward." The crowd instantly picks up on "you're a coward." I think the best line of this entire promo was Miz getting called a Hollywood wannabe cosplaying as a professional wrestler. Wow.
I feel like that could have been said a couple years ago about The Miz, but Miz has really proven himself in the aspect that he's been doing this for over a decade. Although my favorite part was when we got the Brie mode.
Oh yeah, Brie mode engaged, ladies and gentlemen. As I predicted, as we both said, even though they were on Raw, I said she's going to end up on SmackDown. And she did. She came back. She came out because Maurice starts running her mouth after this, and Brie just comes out there to get at her, and then just beats the hell out of the Miz. Daniel Bryan sends him over the top rope. And then Daniel announces the mixed tag match between himself and Brie versus the Miz and Maurice. I want to see it because Brie is seeing Brie back in the ring is a treat, and yeah, this will be fine.
Well, so this mixed tag match is actually a great way to add to the Miz and Bryan rivalry. We're going to get these really cool promos from them, and we're going to get a different type of match from these two. And then on top of that, we can expect to see Maurice versus Brie at Evolution. Oh, yeah. So it's really cool that this feud started with the boys, and then they're going to do them together, and it's going to continue with the boys, and the girls are going to do their thing. We got two good feuds out of that.
Yeah, we'll talk. There's going to be more talk of Evolution later. But next, after the break, we get a backstage segment with Miz and Maurice and Paige, which was really damn good. Paige just being a fucking savage and being like, "Oh yeah, you didn't like that? Well, guess what? Too bad. Next mixed tag match stays," and she does the hand to the face on Maurice, and I was like, "Wow, that's great." Mm-hmm. Next, we get Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton.
So before we get into this, first of all, Did you at all feel any any nostalgia at the end of this match?
Oh yeah, this had two distinct moments just instantly flash to my mind. The first was the first tables, ladders, and chairs match in New York when Jeff did the Swanton. I believe it was onto Edge, or was it Christian? He hit the Swanton onto one of them. And it was like, oh shit, we're going back there again. That's got that same sort of imagery in my head. And the other Swanton that came to mind was actually from TNA. Because I remember when I went back to watch to see how the final deletion came about, he did that fucking insane Swanton off the catwalk onto Matt and through a table. And it was like, dude, what the hell are you doing? Please think about the fact that you want to live. And we want you to live.
My only...
Uh-oh. We lost the hippie. Oh, no. This part, actually, the part that I was talking about, we're talking about, is actually when, because Jeff Hardy ends up losing this match via a low blow stomp onto Orton's balls, basically. And he continues beating the absolute life out of Randy Orton while this whole thing is going down, and plants him on the table in the tech area, and then hits a swanton bomb from the roadside cases to Randy Orton sitting. Hang on, I'm gonna turn down my thing so that way I can maybe get back my good friend Sierra. Let's go on ahead and just have that out for a minute. I'm going to see if I can get her back by hanging up on her because I couldn't hear a word she was saying. I'm super sorry. But again, it was the fact that we have Jeff Hardy basically coming unhinged on the entirety of Randy Orton that really made me go, okay, we really need a sort of Extreme Rules match between these two, because at the end, after hitting the swanton, he was kind of, half sobbing and half laughing. It was amazing to see Jeff Hardy go off that beaten path like that and really get into it. We do have 2 people watching, which is wonderful. Want to thank you guys for watching, as I said. Continuing on, we have the bar in the backstage interview, but the club interrupts, saying that they're going to be the number 1 contenders. But the bar then says, well, hell, if you guys think so, we're going to go on ahead and set up a number 1 contendership match, which is set for next week. Next, Naomi versus Peyton Royce of the Iconics. I'm not going to lie and say I'm a super duper fan of Peyton Royce or the Iconics in general, but the fact is they've got good heel skills on the mic, and there was a pretty blatant botch in the middle of this match. But Peyton Royce wins with a fisherman's hook suplex. I'm trying to... Yeah, there we go. I think we have the hippie. Do we have the hippie?
I don't know if I can see, but I can hear you again.
Well, that's fine. We have you back. That's the important... You're back! Good. Okay.
Hi!
Yep.
I don't know what happened.
Me either. I have to probably blame shitty internet that I own. So, anyway.
I'm probably going to blame it on that, too.
We could blame another person, but that's not right.
We're not breaking fourth walls. We're gonna stick to our kayfabe.
Well, I was gonna say, you blaming me blaming you. That's not a thing we do.
No.
I don't know if you were watching whilst I was going on, but no, yeah. I did go through the interview with the bar and the club interrupting, saying that they're going to challenge for number 1 contendership next week. And then Naomi versus Peyton Royce of the Iconics, and how there was a botch in the middle of this match, towards the end actually, before Peyton won with a fisherman's hook suplex. But Either way, we get a replay. Next, we get a replay of the SmackDown Live Women's Championship match at SummerSlam and Becky's heel turn before Becky comes out. I absolutely loved the promo here. I did. It was very, very good. Although, I think it's kind of a little bit. I didn't entirely buy it, which is because a lot of heels, and this one, a lot of heel turns, and this one notwithstanding, base themselves on the fact that they say that the former face then says, "I'm justified because you guys don't really care about me," and Becky has been getting consistently cheered. There was no point, like after she reemerged and started climbing the ladder, everybody loved Becky. Everybody wanted Becky to win. And so her supposition that nobody cares, that we're not on her side, that we wanted Charlotte to win, was actually like super wrong, and I can't believe that the writers made her say that, because you can't. I can't buy it. I don't buy your heel turn, because it's like straight up saying
so you're focusing on one aspect of this heel turn.
No.
You're focusing on the fans.
Yeah,
because there were other aspects that were much more plausible.
Yeah.
And yes, whoever wrote this kind of messed up on the social media part, because yes, we did have hashtags and we did have the hashtag give Becky a chance, Becky deserves better. Mm-hmm. No, we didn't strike SummerSlam and not buy the tickets. Yes, we're still going to cheer Charlotte because it is the championship changing hands.
To a baby
She
face.
has points.
Yeah.
She has great points. But I think the social media part, it was a little bit of a mess up. But it could also just be the way Becky sees it.
Maybe. The brawl afterwards was gorgeous. I fucking loved it. Perfect.
I really wanted to see Naomi kind of like step back and struggle to see which one she was going to hold back, because she was friends with both of them. Mm-hmm. But I mean, faces stick with faces, heels go to heels.
Right. Makes sense. We get a SummerSlam rematch between Selena Vega and Andrade Cien Almas versus Rusev Lana Day. This is where I was actually kind of shocked right at the very beginning, because the commentary team starts talking about Evolution, and they even leak the fact that Trish Stratus is going to face Alexa Bliss. It's like they just straight up said it. I'm like, no build, no nothing, just straight, boom, did it.
You don't need a build when you bring back a legend. It's, again, just like the Triple H Undertaker match. It's a filler. Trish is not going to win it. I'm sorry. Sorry, no. Trish. But WWE had also already released this. This was already common knowledge on the Twitter.
Well, there was other ones on Twitter and on the social medias that we couldn't confirm or deny. That's why I didn't really believe hearing that it was. The one you're thinking of?
Uh-huh. The one you're thinking of, I think, Lita versus Asuka. Yeah. They even called out and said this was somebody making a practical joke.
I mean, I think seeing Lita versus Asuka would be awesome, but I don't think they're going to do it. I don't even know what they're going to do with her. This whole match was really good. I loved the modified 619 submission on the ropes by Selena Vega. That was really, really choice. Andrade hitting that spinning back fist on Rusev was just shattering. I was like, wow, you did this.
Yes, this was a good match, but in the end, Aiden English to the rescue.
Fucking out of nowhere.
And he finally does it right.
To stop Andrade from using a chair. Andrade then gets nailed by the Machka kick and locked into the accolade. It was great.
Well then, so this all happens. Rusev manages, to get the accolade, and you just said they have their beautiful celebration on the ramp. You know they have to be grateful for his help, and it looks like English might be coming back into Rusev Day after all. They didn't confirm it during this match, but they did release a video on Twitter of Lana Rusev and Aiden English all together and welcoming him back into the fold. It was very, very cute.
Yeah, and I think that actually it has to be creative, or rather WWE creative, realizing that the fans don't want no part of Rusev Day being broken up, and adding Lana to Rusev Day in the fashion that Aiden is in the kind of like a maypole for this whole thing is what we want. So maybe they're going to keep backtracking on it, because this is the second time that they've tried to start getting away from Aiden English being with Rusev, and this is the second time the fans have come up and said, stop it, and they stopped.
I'm excited for Rusev versus Nakamura. That is going to be the U.S. title at SummerSlam.
You mean at Hell in a Cell?
Yes, that one.
Because Nakamura's promo after this was pretty good.
Nakamerica!
Yep, the United States of Nakamerica. You know what? Fuck it.
I pledge allegiance to that flag.
Fuck it. Why not? We go to commercial, come back. We get a replay of Samoa Joe versus AJ Styles at SummerSlam before Styles comes out to talk about it with Renee. Midway through.
Not in the ring.
Yeah, midway through, fucking Samoa Joe comes out, pulls AJ's feet out from under him, chokes him out, and then just cuts this wicked short promo on.
Can I say it? Can I say it? Can I say it?
Yeah.
Daddy's gone night-night.
Oh, Wendy!
Jesus.
That was fucking crazy awesome. And next we get the backstage segment with Carmella talking to Paige. And then fucking R-Truth just, wow!
Not only did Carmella get title shamed by Paige, and then then we get R-Truth demanding a rematch, and then he's sick and tired of Carmella ducking him, and then as they're leaving, you hear Carmella yell, "Put me down!"
And Paige is, Truth, put her down! That's what's up! Fucking what?
Segment of the year.
Oh yeah, last but absolutely not least, the New Day versus the Bludgeon Brothers in the no disqualification match.
Before we get into this, so if the rumors that are circulating on Twitter are true, that Eric Rowan is injured, he injured his tricep, then good God, this guy is a god.
I mean, he's a consummate professional, and you absolutely have to give it up for him with the same regards as Triple H going through after tearing the hamstring, after the quad injury, the multitudinous people that have just like in the middle of the match, even though they fucked themselves up, like Tommaso Ciampa tearing his ACL, still goes through with the match. He did not stop, and he would not have stopped until the match was over. And it's going to be hard, because if this indeed turns out to be true, which it absolutely could be with the match that these four went through, I could see it. It's not hard to believe. If it's indeed true, what the fuck are we going to do for Hell in a Cell? I really believe that this was supposed to set up Hell in a Cell and really give them the time and the damn good storyline that they needed to get it in there. And I don't honestly think that it was... go ahead.
So, New Day won the titles last night.
Yep.
Let's just get to that. New Day are now 5-time?
6.
They're getting up there now.
Yeah, they are like 5.
3 away from the tying the most. Usos.
No.
It's been a while since don't say because we haven't seen the Usos in a minute. Mm-hmm. And the Usos and the New Day will always put on a classic. This is not one of the big 5 pay-per-views. This is probably just something for the New Day to reestablish dominance or lose and then regain so they can become 7 times.
Well, here's the issue, and especially with the storyline that they've set up, because I don't think that they were supposed to, but when they realized that Rowan was hurt in the middle of the match, they had to change the ending. So they changed the ending so that way the New Day wins. They gain the tag team championships, but you still have next week being the number one contendership match between the Bar and the Club. So this is where we're going to get the Club versus New Day again, because, like you said, it's not important.
So the rumors of Eric Rowan getting injured actually came after SummerSlam, the night of SummerSlam. So he probably has gotten checked out and said, I'm going to do this. That way they can lose the titles. It wasn't one of those, he got hurt in the middle of this match and then they decided to give it to New Day. No, not with all the spots they planned out. The New Day was supposed to win this match. And yeah, the Bar or the Club, I don't want to say they're not important because they're both really good tag teams, and I wanted to see the titles on the Club for so long. But now that Carl Anderson's back from his baby being born, let's do it.
I mean, I would love to see New Day versus the Club, and I think that they could really get some mileage into it. But the reason I said it's not important was not referring to either tag team, because both of them are great. I was saying that the Hell in a Cell, as you said, is not one of the big five, so it doesn't really matter who they put in front of them. It's got to be somebody to build up New Day, and who better than somebody we already know, not somebody that we want. And we know that Bar and New Day can have good matches. It's not often, but or not as often as Usos New Day, but it can happen. And it's been, I think, quite long enough, just long enough rather, that they get kind of a fresher or a refreshment on the rivalry, and it's fine. It's not like the 8th time we've fucking seen it. So
I guess we'll just have to see what happens next week.
Oh yeah, that'll be something to definitely see. But what else will be fun to see is, apparently, what was his name on commentary for 205?
Wale. I haven't watched it yet. I'm going to watch it as soon as we get over with this. But I heard that he purposely kept botching TJP's name.
I mean, I don't really care about Wale. I really don't.
Well, I'll take the reins for the next episode then.
I didn't say I wasn't going to watch it, because they're my Wrestle Boys, and apparently Grand Metalik is in a match, so I'm going to have to see it. It's a tag team match. Lucha House Party versus Tony Nese and
Buddy Murphy.
Buddy Murphy, yeah. I wanted to say Brian Kendrick, because I just want to see Brian Kendrick wrestle more.
He'll get back.
Fucking Brian... I still hold up one of my favorite cruiserweight matches, the Brian Kendrick versus... was it... Akira Tozawa in the Cruiserweight Classic, where he did the Burning Hammer. Oh,
I can't remember. It's been 2 or 3 years.
I quite frequently go back to watch certain matches from the Cruiserweight Classic, and I'm sorry, it was Hideo Itami, because Hideo had 2 5-star matches in the Cruiserweight Classic, and it was great. We want to thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, share all those wonderful things down below. Hit the bell for the notifications. Follow us on Twitter. I'm at Rob's Random Roms. She's at Heavy Metal Hippie. We're both at In the Pit, in the Mosh Pit, for the Monsters in the Mosh Pit. And we will